Hi and welcome back to the channel. So today we are having a look at Logic Pro 11 since I have actually been able to update to it. I am going from quite a few versions back. What's new in Logic? So you can see that I was on Logic 10.6. So I've gone from 10.6 to 11, which is a bit of a leap. So the problem is that I don't know really all the things that have happened in 10.7, and there's obviously quite a few versions of 10.7, and then it went from 10.8 to 11. So what happened in to 10.9 and 10.10 or whatever? They've obviously made a bit of a leap. So like I said, so I'm going from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versions I am skipping. Right, so Logic Pro 11. So the first thing that I'm going to mention, just before, in case I forget, is that not everything is available for an Intel Mac. So there's two new features: the stem splitter and the rather gorgeous looking chroma glow. So those are only available for M1 Silicon Macs or later. So anybody running Intel, and we can't get it. I don't know why, because you can get other stem splitters, I think, that will work if you want. So you can always get a third-party stem splitter. To be honest, I'm not bothered because it's not something that I'm really that concerned about. I just thought I'd point that out before I forget. We are looking at powerful creative tools for professional songwriting, beat making, editing and mixing. And you are getting integrated Dolby Atmos tools as well, and control music sessions from your iPad or iPhone with Logic Remote, which I have tried. So one of the big new things, apart from stem splitting and whatever, is the session player. So they've added, so we've always had Drummer for quite a while. I mean, I had Drummer back in 10.6. So they've now added two new session players. So we get a bass and a keyboard. And I have tried it and it does work. We are getting a bass player, which is incredibly lifelike and nuanced performances with a range of intuitive controls. So easily adjust overall complexity and intensity, or fine-tune the slides, mutes and pickup hits. And then we have keyboard player. So lay down realistic keyboard accompaniments for your songs, direct the player's general complexity, intensity and range, or go deeper into feel, voicing and movement. So like I said, Drummer was the original one, and we've had that for a while, but they've obviously changed the controls since 10.6, so it kind of looks a bit different. The complexity and intensity thing is kind of new, and yeah, the kind of layout's different. So anyway, so create drum grooves from hard-hitting trap to raw alternative rock, and produce the drummer in real time, including intensity, complexity and fills. So we've kind of always had the fills and complexity, but it just looks a wee bit different. So, and they've added two new instruments. So we get studio bass. So you're getting 6 history-defining bass guitars, instruments for your bass parts, or invite a session player to lay down an ultra-realistic bass line. So you can customize the sound with a range of tone controls, including scrapes and string noise. And then we get studio piano. So it's all very native instrument sounding, I have to say. Choose from 3 meticulously sampled pianos and customize with a mix of multiple mic positions. So this is kind of new. You can change the mic positions as you can with Westwood instruments. Customized with a mix of multiple mic positions, pedal and key noise, release samples and sympathetic resonance. And then we get the chord track. So I'm not quite sure about the chord track, but I'm going to have to try and figure it out. So create and edit chord progressions in the chord track while your session players follow along. I'm not really quite sure how this works, but I will have a look at it and hopefully cover that as well in later videos. Your own personal assistant. So they have got now the stem splitter. So I'll mention it anyway, obviously, because most of you people are probably on Silicon Macs. But nearly any mixed audio recording into 4 distinct parts: drum, bass, vocals, and other instruments. Recover inspiration from old demo recordings or unfinished ideas from voice memos. With tracks separated, easy to apply effects, change and mix or layer on new parts. And the one that it says there is saying that this is for Silicon only. Chroma Glow, which is a bit of a pain, we can't get this. Add the texture of tubes, tape and other coveted analog hardware to bring more depth and colour to your tracks. So I don't understand why this is not going to run on an Intel. It's obviously using some serious power. I don't know. And then we've got pitch correction. So it leverages AI to intelligently track pitch to help deliver the perfect natural sounding vocal. And then we have mastering assistant. So as you know, if you've watched any of my recent videos, Ozone 9 and then Ozone 10. So I have the full version of Ozone 10 that I put on master output, and I tend to use that for pretty much everything. I will be able to compare Apple's kind of AI mastering with Ozone 10. So that's another video. And last but not least is Smart Tempo. Now, this isn't really new, but you have been able to do this before, but they're obviously making it easier to implement. So stay in sync with Smart Tempo, an AI-driven collection of tools that lets you record and mix without worrying about tempo. So the problem is that if you are putting together a track using samples from different packs and different genres, then most of the time they will have a different tempo, and that is part of the problem. So produce like a DJ, a Smart Tempo analyzes imported audio and magically syncs it to the project tempo using flex time, and you can also record guitar without a metronome. Smart Tempo can analyze your recording and make the project tempo follow the natural timing of your performance. It has been available before, but they've obviously updated it to more AI. So spatial audio, this is not really something that most people will probably be using. It's never been easier to go beyond stereo and create fully immersive spatial audio. Now, I'm not even sure this is going to work on, it doesn't say, but I'm assuming this still works on an Intel Mac. Expand your songs into a vibrant three-dimensional experience. So like I said, whether you're working in a recording studio with a Dolby Atmos multi-speaker system or using a notebook with AirPods Max for binaural monitoring of your surround mix, Logic Pro provides a spatial audio authoring workflow for everyone. Right, expanded surround mixer and 3D object panner. No idea what that is. Mixer, level meters and surround panners support Dolby Atmos up to 7.1.4, including height channels. No idea what that means. The 3D object panner provides an even more precise way to position sound around the listener. Right. So there's some new sound packs and then Logic Remote Touch and Flow. So I have used it on the iPad controlling Logic, and the problem is that the screen's too small on the iPad, so you can't see half the stuff that you're doing. So it's actually more trouble than it's worth. And then we've got live loops, obviously multi-touch mixing as well. But like I said, you're kind of missing so much content because of the screen, and you got to keep scrolling up and down and left and right. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain. But like I said, you can use it. It is there, and it does work because I've done a video on it. So plugins and sounds. Logic Pro gives you a massive collection of plugins, comprehensive collection of plugins and sounds of any DAW, possibly only rivaled by Ableton, I think. So Studio Bass, right? It doesn't have any. It doesn't have any more information than it did before. It's showing the same guitar. There's no other. Where's another? Right. Studio Piano. Yeah, it's just the same graphics. Chroma Glow. Right. Chroma Glow. Stem Splitter. It doesn't really tell us anything. So right. Anyway, instruments. Here we go. Right. These are the new instruments. So Sample Alchemy. This is very exciting for me because, like I said, I have skipped so many versions of Logic. I don't know any of this stuff existed. So Sample Alchemy, resynthesize a single sample and transform it into a unique playable instrument. You can control up to 4 playback points that can be moved around the waveform. Okay, and flexible play modes offer different ways to manipulate your sound in real time. Sample Alchemy also allows you to add your own sample or start from a library of pre-designed sounds you can tweak and customize to create something new and unexpected. So, right. We've had sampled before, so that's not particularly new, but and we've had Quick Sampler as well, where you can just drag things in and use Quick Sampler. So we have got looping and slicing and live sampling as well. So that's maybe new. I don't know. I've not really used Quick Sampler for quite a while. Right. Auto Sampler. Auto Sampler lets you save hours by easily creating fully playable sampler instruments from hardware instruments and other software instruments and effects plugins. And then we've got Drum Synth, which we have had before, and Drum Kit Designer and Drum Machine Designer. And then we've got Alchemy as well. So I'm assuming that they've maybe updated some of the sounds. I don't know. It doesn't really say. Alchemy, the ultimate sample manipulation synthesizer. So you're getting over 3,000 sounds with this thing, and it is mental. It is just an absolutely fantastic bit of software. So we've got studio strings and studio brass to complement studio bass and studio piano. So we've got the ES2. Now the ES2, I think I'm going to have a go at this with Bloom. So a versatile synthesizer that delivers sounds ranging from classic analog to modern digital. The synthesis engine features 3 analog modeled and wavetable oscillators, as well as dual multimode analog resonant filters and extensive modulation options. Right, so we'll have a wee quick blast of some of these, because I've not really used the B3, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I've ever used that one. I've used the retro synth, but not... Right, and vintage clav. I don't think I've even seen this. And the vintage mellotron. So it doesn't look like they've updated the ARP. That looks exactly the same as 10.6's, and it's a bit kind of naff looking compared to a lot of the new stuff, isn't it? So sculpture, I don't. What is sculpture? When did this happen? Sculpture is a unique fizzling modelling instrument that produces tones no other synthesizers can. When did this come in? By recreating the sound of vibrant materials like wood, glass, nylon and metal, generates uncommon and creative variations of strings, bells, chimes and other instruments. You can change the virtual body of the instrument to everything from guitar to cello, flute and more. Control how the instrument is plucked, bowed or otherwise played, and use the XY pad to morph between materials. A deep set of modulation parameters produce movement and evolving textures. When did this come in? I've never seen or heard of this. Maybe somebody can let me know in the comments when sculpture came into Logic. Well, it sounds pretty bloody good anyway. Right, well obviously need to check this out. Right, buzzy string space. Sounds pretty cool to me. Right, effects. So we've got the mastering assistant. So elevate your mixes to professional grade quality. Whether you're listeners are on a dance floor or using headphones, Mastering Assistant meticulously analyzes your project and automatically adjusts dynamic and fine-tune frequencies. So basically, it is just ozone. So Beat Breaker is slice, rearrange and add pitch shifting effects to your tracks, tweak speed and pitch, adjust volume and add repeats to any slice. Use Beat Breaker in the studio, on stage, or just break through writer's block. And then remix effects. So we've had that for quite a while. Chroma Verb, which is the original kind of version, which is really good as well. So I've kind of used that quite a lot. And pitch correction. The pitch correction effect features an advanced algorithm that intelligently tracks pitch, delivering exceptional natural sounding results. It's new. A vintage EQ collection, which I think is possibly new. Step effects as well, which I've not really seen. And vintage tube EQ and fat effects. Now I used to use fat effects all the time. I do. That was one of my favorite ones. And then we've got compressor, vintage console, compressor, and space designer, and channel EQ, and lots of other amp designer. So Ringshifter combines a ring modulator with a frequency shifter effect in a clear, compact interface. Right. The ring modulator mode adds a metallic or clangorous sound. I'm not sure clangorous is a real word, but and the frequency shifter alters the frequency relationship of the original harmonics, resulting in sounds that range from sweet and spacious phasing effects to robot-like timbres. Right, let's have a listen to this. So like I said, I don't know if this is new in 11 or was in 10.8 or whatever. Like I said, I am a bit at a drawback coming from 10.6. Quite nice. Yeah, not quite sure. So Amp Designer, yeah, so this is pretty cool. So this is a bit like Native Instruments Guitar Rig. Recreate legendary sounds and craft your own unique tones by mixing and matching 25 amp heads. So we'll just have a quick blast of some of these. So vintage British stack. So you can mix and match 25 amp heads, 5 EQs, 10 reverbs, and 25 speaker cabinets and 7 mics. So that is quite a lot. So you can play through tweed amps from the 50s and 60s, classic American silverface and blackface combos. I'm not sure you can say that anymore. A full range of British stacks and combos, ultra high gain metal stacks, and even rare amps that would be hard to find in the real world. Right, the large tweed. So, Oasis then. Is that what they use, is it? Right, anyway, sounds like it. Right, Logic Stadium. Sounds pretty good anyway, yeah. So you've got British stack, and then we've got some, yeah, what's a blackface? Is that a... Alright, blues. Johnny Hooker. And Pawn Shot Combo, we've got Logic High Octane, that's what this is, bit of metal. Yeah. So if you are a guitarist, this is pretty damn cool. Pedal board and stomp boxes as well. There's an whole bunch of pedal boards and stomp boxes, so this is quite new as well. And then we've got Bass Amp Designer. So let's have a quick look. Oh, let's try Tube Burner. There's this cool one here. So get creative with over 35 stomp boxes. Cool. And then we've got Bass Amp Designer as well. Maybe somebody could tell me what the difference is between a guitar amp and a bass amp. Because I've never had a bass, I only had an electric guitar amp. So these are some of the new producer packs that you're getting, I think, because these are all quite old ones. Oakfelder Track Girl. So a bit of trap then. Trap Girl it should be. I don't know who Tom Misch is. Well, I don't know any of these people. I'm obviously out of touch with today's young sounds. Down here it says Chroma Glow requires a Mac with Apple Silicon, and so does Stem Splitter. Right, but I upgraded to Logic back in 2020 when I started the channel, because I was using just GarageBand, and you know, it was fine for mucking about doing what I was doing. So yeah, so you can get a free trial, and I'm assuming it is still around about 300 quid. Right, so that is it for a kind of overview of what is new in Logic Pro, plus a lot of other things that are new to me. Because like I said, I have come from 10.6 to 11, which is a bit of a leap. So it's going to take me a while to figure out all the actual new things that I have no idea existed. So anyway, if you are enjoying these videos, please like, subscribe, share and comment, and I will see you in the next one.